And I did pass out to the Personnel Committee the health insurance outline for the new Obamacare law, as they call it, the Obamacare law. Landfill solid waste report.
We finished up our tire amnesty. It ended up being about 18 loads, I think, altogether between what we had at the landfill, maybe 20, because we ended up having 2 more than we thought at the landfill. Anyhow, they haven't given me the final numbers yet. I'm just going off of what I had on memory. So that worked out well because we was able to get rid of all the ones we picked up in our bulk item as well under that program. So that's a good option for us.
Yes, it was.
Yes. Secondly, and sorry, this was facts. I went off this morning and forgot it. Each year we do an annual survey of the landfill. It's something that's required by the state to get a third-party surveyor to come in and survey it. Basically, what you need to look at is just the bottom numbers. There you go. And it shows in cubic yards is what numbers you're looking at there. What we used, basically, since we opened the new landfill, the fully contained landfill, so this past April. We did
That was
April
in 1996.
96. So back then we used 64,804 cubic yards. And you can just go through every one of the numbers. Sorry, it's facts. And this past year, you know, with 60,000 yards, basically what we use. Shows you what the economy's done. When I can tell you guys kind of what we're looking at as far as space, we got basically 1.1 million cubic yards left. So if I do the math on it real quick,
18 years.
is that about what it is, Jim?
If you use 60,000.
I use 65. Somewhere between 15 years roughly.
But
All
that is,
depends on economy, just a million things.
Let's go back to your numbers there. I just want to make a comment. It's 64 versus 60, or 65 versus 60.
Correct.
A lot of things have happened since then.
There's a
Recycling,
multitude of things that,
factories recycling, that's probably the biggest thing. The shingle recycling.
biggest things, the economy.
the economy forces a lot of it.
That's great.
Bigger compactor helps out a lot. As landfill gets older, you'll see more decaying and whatnot. In places of the landfill where we haven't been for an entire year, I'll see a foot drop in it. In the open contained landfill, and that's where the water gets in it. It degrades, rots, whatever you want to call it, and it drops about a foot. That's not a bad thing. I mean, it's a good thing. With that space we came back to put garbage back over there. So there's a multitude of things, but don't get me wrong, the economy driving most of it.
But also the economy drives recycling too.
100%. So does the cost of the landfill drives that.
Yeah.
Are you
I
basically,
mean, look at Fujisil, what they were bringing to us.
are you basically saying 15 years, somebody want to start looking for a new landfill, a new site, or is it ground available there?
Ground is available. You're looking at the person looking at the new place. That's what we keep discussing, the expansion.
We brought
Correct.
that up last couple meetings.
Right, and so that's what we're in the process of. I know it seems a long time out, but it's going to take
It's
a long
really
time.
not 18 years, worth. That was
No.
just at 60,000, but if you use a real number, 80,000, you know, and I'm not the recycling won't cut it much.
Anywhere between 12 to 15 years.
Yeah.
It all depends. The burn, yes, we've got the room so the public knows. We've got the space out there. It's just a matter of going through the permit process.
But the new space that Brad's working on, he's designing horizontal
We
expansion.
had a real good meeting on that.
Yeah, and you're looking at it 25 years on top of what we've got already, because at that site, so we're not going to pack up and move and all that kind of stuff.
What's the oldest landfill in Kentucky, do you know?
The oldest, let's see.
Is it ever reusable ground for anything?
Probably back there behind Top of Tavern, when they used to do a grant out back in 1700. I guess that's your land, but I don't know.
The ground, what you use it for, Keith, just because of what I said, it's going to
Tell
sell.
John that.
They put
The
a
old
jail-
landfill where we got it capped and you try to keep that water off of it and keep the oxygen off, it may settle a half an inch or a quarter of an inch, which is not that much, but it's enough we can put a building on top of it. So you can put random stuff, parks and whatnot, out there.
Graze
It's
cattle.
good for hay, is about what it's good
It's
for.
got a pretty good amount of hay on that field, bigs up on it.
You know, they generate too much methane gas on it, you know. It's
Right.
that's the problem with them in a settlement, you can't put nothing on it, but you can put cattle, whatever, and grow the grass and all that.
Golf courses.
Y'all look at Alloy, it's growing high. They've got permission to go higher.
No, I was wondering about that too. How high can you go?
Well,
4-to-1 slope.
there's a lot of rules that you can't build landfills close to and next to and not encroach on those other rules we had to follow. Out of loop, violate them all. They're close to the airport, they're close to the swamps.
Close to the expressway?
Yeah, well, that's not a problem. People that just smell as you go by, it's not an issue.
You only get it for a minute?
But it's a big landfill. They take, they're 4,000 tons a day, when Brad's getting less than 200, so.
Big difference.
Yeah.
So that's just something I show you guys every year. That shows we have to do that, so it's planning purposes is what it's for. It's an extra.
And you do that by survey?
Yes, we hire a third-party surveyor to come in, so it's not us doing it, so it's kind of what the state requires on that.
Go to road department report. The first item of that agenda would be salt bids for the coming fall. We went through the KCO reverse auction. It looks like Central Salt was a low bidder. We've done business with Central before, looking back at the records, right?
Correct.
Yeah. At $63 delivered.
They got a spreadsheet in.
Yeah, I put one in here.
Yeah.
That should be it.
Only one company got beat up by a penny.
Yeah.
Looks like they didn't want it.
Well, what happens on the reverse auction is not, they quit bidding. So
Oh.
Detroit Salt, we've never dealt with Detroit Salt, I've never heard of them until this year, 6301, and Central Salt came in at 63, and Detroit said, I'm not going to lower.
This picked up in Jeffersonville.
Yes. Well, either Jeffersonville, there's two places, one on this side of the river, Kentucky side, and one across the river, and they use both of them. But it's barged up from, Louisiana, from what I understand.
That's the same company we've been dealing with. isn't it?
Central Salt, yeah, they've never been a problem or whatever.
We've used Central, we've used North American Salt.
We bought from
And
Cargo.
Oh, no, we have contracts with all three, something to.
We haven't bought from North Morton or Detroit, but the other three we bought.
A lot of the smaller cities buy from Morton for some reason. But anyway, I would ask this court to make an award to Central Salt based on the KCO auction.
And enter in, we'll have to sign some kind of contract.
Motion to that effect.
Motion by Sam to approve with Central Salt. Second by Jerry. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. All right. And you saw the tonnage that we didn't have to use a lot this last 2 years. But that cycle will break one day.
We'll probably change.
Bull run update, Jim?
We'll run up, baby. Of course, we started, closed the road on the 13th of May. Then we started working on the culvert that same day. We're going back constructions on the site, building the reinforced concrete culvert, 14-foot long culvert, double barrel, 8-foot high, 16-foot wide culvert that we're building. They got another concrete pour today. I'll get out there after court. It's going to be about 1 o'clock. That's what they told me. But everything's going pretty good on it. Other than that, that's where we're going. It's about.
But progress being made on the project.
Yeah,
The culvert should be done by Friday, as weather permitting.
If it'll be poured out by Friday, but they got to let it set up before they pull forms out and everything.
So basically, they're building this culvert, and then once that's set up, then they start filling.
And the tank is strength.
I haven't got a good date when he's gonna bring his equipment in and start drilling and blasting the rock ledge out, but he is working out the contract with a company, and he didn't tell me who, he may have, and I didn't write them down, but to do the water line relocation. We got 600 foot of 8-inch water line to relocate also. When I say it's John Hayden with Rand Contract, they're the primary contractor. But it's going good. If there's any problems, we built 2 turnarounds out there for them. I talked to the bus people, they work fine.
Good.
The only headache I've been getting is the overflow of traffic on Icetown Road. It's tremendous. And,
There's not a whole lot you can do about that.
no, but it's, getting crowded. I've got some shoulder work that needs to be done. I've got several requests for speed limit signs every 15 foot. That's about the only problem that I have.
Really?
They're used to their routine, the
Yes.
same amount of cars come through a day. Yeah. It is a public road though. Harley Shop Road, Manton Road project update. Sam, we got Mr. Ulrich signed the documents last week, so we've got those ready to go.
The deeds are signed and recorded. So,
Do
That's
you
one-
need to accept the easements right away or anything, they're dedicated to the counties that will?
I was waiting, I got when the recorded numbers and all on to put in the court record, but we can, if you guys, Sammy's gonna make a motion to accept the deed into the county's name.
Hasn't been recorded yet, I guess is the thing.
No.
But
let's do it.
Yeah.
They signed off on the
Yeah, let's
property.
get it,
Let's
let's
do it
get it
before
done
we-
and do it in June.
Yeah.
And
I hadn't planned on doing it
Oh,
today.
I thought you was just gonna.
Did it get
I just want to
pretty
get an
straight?
update on it, let people know that it's still progress being made. Mr. Ulrich was very cooperative, and Mr. McCoy, I believe is the other property owner.
We've got our encroachment permit from State Highway Department to relocate to Otter Shop Road.
So you're doing Greer Lane before you get to that project, aren't you? You're widening that?
Yes.
Yeah. So you got some
And-
time.
they're in the process of Greer Lane now.
Yeah.
They moved,
As long as we've got-
moved mailboxes back and cut driveways and replacing old lane. So that's moving along pretty good.
Not on the agenda, and I'm going to get to let Jim talk here in just a second. Another project is Hibbs Lane. Jeff, that came in. You can find a copy in your mailbox. $67,100, about an $80,000 estimate. State pays about 80%. We pay 20% in our budget for it. Need fiscal court to approve the resolution and the agreement. Allow me to enter into a contract for these basically small culvert bridge type of replacements on Gibbs Lane.
I'll make a motion.
Motion to approve by Jeff Lear, second by Bernard Ice.
No, it's different.
All approved, say aye.
Uh,
Disapprove, motion will carry. That will be late summer probably.
It's busy right now.
I understand. Tim, you give the rest of your report?
Yeah, real quick, Dean, you had asked pictures of Kentucky 247.
Yeah.
I think I sent
You emailed me, Tim, yeah.
Here's some here. The
I'll let the
state,
rest of the guys see them, if you haven't had a chance to see them or not. I'll usually
the
just-
state's out there working right now.
Live and color.
They've got a contractor that travels the country to requirements type contract to
It'd be interesting to see if it holds it.
drill those anchor bolts into the ground.
You've seen these?
They call it nailing or whatever. I'm not real familiar with the procedure, but those are pictures of what they do.
They're going in straight this way. The ones
They go in-
the ones they used to do was used to go down.
They go in at an angle, and then they're gonna bench down and come back and go another layer of that, and then they're gonna drill vertical down. Is what they told us out there on the job site, last week.
Back into the.
They drill in the rock.
No, I tell you what, you look close at those pictures, that's some of the poorest hole I ever seen for a road, but that's what it is. It's a very poor good play.
Each one of them pins you see 50 to 60 feet long.
Yeah. And then they pump grout in there, and that all pulls and keeps it, and it's.
Fills in the crevices as they go and all that.
And then there's about a 300, 400 foot hill up above it that's pushing down on all this. They're gonna go in there and bench out and drill some of those anchors there also. 1.5 million, what was mentioned.
Are they gonna do a retaining wall to hold that, or
I don't-
just use these
Yeah, they
rods?
talk about walls.
They're talking about a riprap wall down there to the river. I haven't seen the plans, I don't know exactly how it's gonna be built, but to me, they'd have to do something like that.
Yeah, they
To
talk
keep that
about
water from coming back in and all that material, you know. It's an interesting
They're
project.
actually talking about a second phase of this would be a 6-year road plan to move the river.
That'd be the way, that'd be the best thing to do.
Basically.
What they're doing here, if they don't do something in the river, it'd be tough.
I thought,
It looks like, again, I'm not familiar with this method of construction, I've never seen it until. As far as the road department's going, we are bush hogging, we've completed districts 1 and 3. We're moving into we're in the third day of District 4, then District 5 and 2, with Sam, you're the last one.
It's getting kind of woolly.
That's the bad news. The other bad news, I'm a little short on help, but we're gonna have to shut the mowers down this week to flag for widening Greer Lane. So, can't have you
You can't have it too.
I'd say you need to get some extra help. What do you think?
We are about 2 or 3 minutes short here. We're gonna have a man on vacation, 2 men are off, so, and we do need flag in there, so, the only thing I can do is, I don't wanna shut them down, I like to get all there and mowed, but we are gonna shut down a little bit this week, that's all we can do.
You cut it, break it for hay.
We worked
That's
Coleman's
a-
Crossing about 4
Right.
weeks. We cut all the bad asphalt out and redone put in the number 2s and filter fabric and stabilized subgrade there. And it's a pretty good job. We'll come in later this summer and pave it. We'll have to cut some bench grade out and pave it. I'm sure you'll get calls of when we're gonna pave, but it'll be late summer. I haven't started patching. We're widening Greer. We have to get Greer Lane done before we do anything else. Once we
Is that where the
start-
paper's at, out Greer Lane?
No,
No.
Where does paper go? I seen it
sit in the
loaded.
barn.
We
No,
sent
it's loaded up.
it, we sent it to Coleman's Crossing to lay bench grade to see how, we've never done a 4-inch lift, okay? So they wanted to practice with it with bench grade. We put 4 inches of gravel in these cutouts we're doing,
I got you.
and it worked fine.
You laid it with the paper
Laid it.
instead of taking the grader and putting it in?
Right. And it worked fine.
Wet,
Uh,
you use wet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Magle.
Oh, they do it all the
bench grade
time.
down
I've seen
there,
it for
pay
years.
it all the time. But, this isn't a trench. A grader's fine, but they wanted to practice with this thing, because we're gonna come in there and put 4 inches of base in there, like I said, later this summer. There's about 900 feet of road in that subdivision that we've had to fix. There's more we gotta cut out to get
How
it all,
much?
about 900 feet.
Don't look at me, all voted to bring it in. I wasn't here.
You accepted responsibility for that.
Move on, Tim.
Yeah, when he took it all, took all liability, did it.
Anything else?
Miscellaneous stuff, we've done a lot of ditch work on Madison Road, Jim Clark Loop, Farmington, Cliffwood, Vogel Roads, cross drains, out there on Greer Lane, built some catch basins. They've been pretty busy, A lot of 811 calls on all this stuff, takes a lot of, it just takes a lot of effort to get out there and identify. Kroger showed me one day before I walked over here, he had to go out and look, they needed a new pipe put in. It's just a lot of lead work, so. But everything's going good.
Working though, doing a good job, everybody.
Yep. Thank you, Jim.
Bernard had made a point that the truck for the mechanic was in our budget process, and it would take several weeks to get it in, and wanted to maybe bring this up, go ahead and advertise for a pickup truck for the mechanic, since it would take 4 to 6 weeks to get one in. We've been in our new budget year probably, we wouldn't accept a fill in. You guys have any problem with going into advertising to bring a price back to you guys to look at?
I think we ought to go ahead and move forward.
Can I get a motion to advertise for bids for the mechanic's truck by Bernard Ice, is second?
I'll second.
Let's call
Second
it
by
a
Keith
three-quarter
Metcalf.
ton truck.
I'm gonna let Jim go.
No.
Bernard and I discussed it, it's kind of up to y'all. It's.
How about I'll bid both and y'all bid?
I don't think we need to do it, period.
Well, you can see if they're the same price,
You're still, I don't have any, what we need to do for mechanic, absolutely.
I agree with you.
I'll do whatever you guys wish me to
Just
do.
do it.
No, let's back up, let's back up, you have a motion and a second on the floor, but you want to amend your
I'll amend my motion.
motion to three-quarter ton pickup truck.
And we'll-
Second to that,
Forward
amendment
right.
to the motion.
No, wait a minute, I'm a little lost here. You
Three-quarter ton
Three-quarter
pickup truck,
ton, utility bid.
utility bid pickup truck.
and you said something about a dually, you don't think we need a dually?
Not for
The mechanic wants to do it.
We don't need to do it. That's a ton truck.
It's a one-ton dual
Does the
truck.
mechanic ever pull anything?
Well, no.
No.
We got 2 of the trucks here for that need.
Got 2 tons down there, said half the time.
Just extra minute for nothing.
Is there a second to the amendment that Bernard made to his motion?
I'll second.
Second that, now discussion, Keith.
I'm fine.
All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion carries. I'm trying to follow some type of similarity to parliamentary procedure, but it's not exactly perfect.
So we're,
Y'all had a training, you're supposed to get this
Brad
straight.
is, he's written the specs for me, and you can get copies, look at them.
Yeah, I'll show you.
the dually came up because the mechanic wanted it?
He requested a one-ton dual, and we put the spec around there. He got a state contract price for one. The state had an outfit in Louisville, one of those Chevrolet dealers in Louisville, or a Ford dealer, I forget which one, but it's about $31,000 for a dually 1-ton, 4-wheel drive with a utility vehicle. But we're gonna bid it local, give those guys, the local guys a shot at it.
Sure.
So we
And
give,
we got great prices on our,
and we give 23,000 for your alls, but that was without a utility bid.
you're looking at
Utility
5,
bids.
4,500 for you.
So you're looking at $28,000,
I'll price it $4,000.
right?
The only
And he had
thing-
a bid on the dually at 30,000?
the state contract price, we could have bought it straight off the state contract price, but that would, but they didn't have that one
I don't
available
think you
here.
try to get the locals at least out.
We always
Oh,
do
yeah,
that.
I totally
If they
agree.
can sell it, if we can buy it from them guys. And they'll get a price probably similar from the Ford and Chevrolet on those big numbers right now.
The only thing we ever looked at ton trucks because mechanically we will put a lot of weight in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys remember what we had with our maintenance man. It was
There's a lot of weight in there. A lot of
3/4
I
ton.
guarantee the truck he's driving.
I don't want to beat this horse to death. 3/4 ton will hold about 10,000 pounds altogether. So he can put about 2,500 pounds of stuff in the back.
For weight.
A lot of air.
There'll be a lot of stuff in it.
Okay, let's move on. You guys get to see the finished product. Then you can argue or discuss what you like. I'm going to jump down to older new business, just remind the public tomorrow is our Feed America program. Two of the magistrates, Sam and Bernard, have organized our farming groups and some volunteers to help tomorrow. Unfortunately, you two guys
Thursday.
tomorrow. We're calling for rain tomorrow. But that's when our program's set up to go, and so we've got a pretty good system to run them through the the cow barn. It worked pretty good our last program, so. It's not
As long as it's put down, right?
Is it Thursday?
Brain.
Okay, I thought maybe I was. Oh, well, thank y'all for that effort too, by the way. And he's always there helping too, so.
And if you can come tomorrow, it'd be great.
Appreciate all the help we get.
Some of those fellows are working fellows, you guys.
And Jerry, if you can spare your time, we could use you.
Tomorrow, tomorrow, 9 o'clock.
I won't be there.
I know.
I've got
That's
that-
okay.
I've got that case
Oh,
in Marion County.
good.
Okay.
It was.